Before the stadium tours, before the #1 hits, before the world knew his name, Ed Sheeran was a kid with a stutter, a guitar, and a belief that music could save him. This is the story of how a shy boy from a small English town became one of the most successful artists of his generation. He was born Edward Christopher Sheeran in Halifax, England in 1991, and from the moment he could walk, he gravitated towards music. Not because he was told to, but because sound made sense to him in a way that words sometimes didn't. At school, Ed struggled. He had a stutter. He was quiet. He didn't fit in. But at home, everything changed. His father played him records by Van Morrison, Bob Dylan, and Damien Rice, and suddenly the world opened. At 11, he picked up a guitar for the first time, and from that moment, he never put it down. Some kids practice an hour a day. Ed practiced for 10, every day, after school, before bed, on weekends. He played until his fingers bled, hardened, then bled again. Ed wrote hundreds of songs before he was even a teenager, but he didn't want fame. He wanted expression, a way to tell stories he didn't yet know how to speak aloud. At 16, while most teenagers were studying for exams, Ed packed a backpack, his guitar, a change of clothes, and moved to London. No plan, no money, no safety net. Just a belief that something would happen. He played everywhere. Open mic nights, pub corners, basements, street corners, anywhere that would tolerate a skinny kid with a loop pedal. And slowly, people noticed. These were the hardest years of his life. Ed didn't have a home. He slept on couches, in stairwells, on trains, whatever he could find. In one interview, he said, "I didn't have a place to live, but I had places to go, and that's what kept me going." It wasn't glamorous, but he'd forged something inside him, a resilience, a relentlessness, a belief that one day the world would hear his songs. In 2010, Ed uploaded a video online, just him, a guitar, and a room. No production, no marketing, just authenticity. It started spreading, and suddenly, everything changed. A young rapper saw the video, not just any rapper, Drake. He invited Ed on tour, and then came the moment that made no sense at all. Ed Sheeran, a folk singer, was asked to perform at a grime show. Everyone told him it wouldn't work, but Ed stepped on stage with nothing but a guitar, and the crowd went silent. Then they erupted. After meeting the Queen, Ed saved up enough money for a plane ticket and flew to Los Angeles. Again, no plan, just possibility. One night, he performed at a tiny open mic. In the audience was Jamie Foxx. Foxx was blown away. He invited Ed to stay at his house, offered him studio time, gave him a couch, this time a famous one. With Foxx's support, Ed recorded some of the songs that would later change everything. In 2011, Ed released his debut album, Plus. It didn't perform well, it exploded. He went from couch surfing to selling out venues in months. His songs hit charts worldwide, and for the first time, the kid with the stutter became a voice for millions. But he never changed. The fame didn't touch his core. He still wrote the same way, guitar in hand, heart open. Then came Multiply, then Divide. Records shattered, stadiums sold out. He became one of the most streamed artists in history. But at every show, when the lights dim and the noise fades, it's still just Ed. A guitar, a loop pedal, and a belief that music can connect us in ways words sometimes can't. His rise wasn't luck. It wasn't industry backing. It wasn't an overnight miracle. It was persistence. It was heart. It was a boy who didn't fit in, creating a world where millions feel they do. This is the rise of Ed Sheeran, and his story, it's still being written.